Well, hello everyone. Of course, it is me, Scott. That's right, that guy that you occasionally stumble across here on YouTube. I'm gonna get right to it because after you watch this video, there's a very good chance that you're gonna say, that's it, the rest of my day is done. I'm gonna do exactly what Scott did. Yes, that's right, folks. Last night, I decided to sit down on this, well, I'm sitting on the back of my couch, but I sat down on this couch, got myself all comfy, and gave that movie, that's right, from the title, the thumbnail alone, yes, that movie, I wanted to give it a second chance like we all deserve sometimes, right? Yeah, that and I had to take a break from, you know, the paint fumes and everything else from the tutorials that I've been working on here lately, you know. That's right, the Trick or Treat Studios, aka TOTS, Halloween 2018. Yeah, I had to take a break from that. I'm like, let's just watch it one more time. You deserve it. And so did the film. By all means, I was just so blown away. I couldn't believe my eyes. Now, if you were someone that watched that live video that Christopher Webb and I did, or if you were there in the chat room discussing, you know, your thoughts as well, you know, it was 2 days after, so yeah, it was October 16th, and here it is, October 27th. So I gave it some time, you know, I let it rest a little. Folks, don't worry about watching that live chat video. I mean, yeah, I was pretty, you know what, let's just get to how my feelings are about this film after last night. Let's get to the very beginning, because right there is when I was just like, oh my God. Universal, that logo, right? Planet Earth, somewhere in the middle, and we're hearing something. Now, if you have the privilege, in other words, if you're not deaf, you're hearing something for the first time. Well, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but let's just put it this way, throughout this trilogy, we're not being bombarded with John Carpenter's amazing musical score. I mean, yes, there's more people involved other than John Carpenter, but there's nothing new there. There's nothing creatively shared with us. An opening credit scene with the music score that I was so much looking forward to, but that I realized, you know what, maybe they're going in the directions of like Quentin Tarantino. You know, one of the best directors truly of all times, at least in my book he is. You know, from Reservoir Dogs, 8 films later, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. No other director like him at all. I mean, yes, he's been inspired by so many great ones, but Quentin Tarantino, through today's, the present, you know, I'm like, oh yes, Quentin Tarantino is going to be a part of this. But then I realized shortly later, nah, I was wrong. I was just kidding myself, you know, because you're getting excited, right? You're watching one of the best films possibly of all times. Now here I am, after that's done, you know, it's 2019. Okay, 1 year later, I get it. Okay, we've already experienced enough of 2018. Let's jump into 2019. And we're introduced to some other people who live in the town of Haddonfield. And there, in no time flat, we are truly introduced to the most important character ever created in this franchise. No, not Jeremy, not the little boy that got what he deserved, frankly. I'm sorry, but yes, he got what he deserved. Look, when you play a practical joke like that, and if you're not wise enough to get away from the door, I mean, come on. The babysitter, Corey Cunningham, that's right, one of the lost descendants, someone that we were dying to see ever since Opie Cunningham. Now we finally have Corey Cunningham. He's trying to break down that door. Little kid, you treated him like crap before. You basically told him that he was nothing in the first place. Of course he's going to be upset. You got what you deserved. I'm sorry, Mom. Yes, it's heartbreaking to see your son fall. Look, if you haven't watched Halloween Ends yet, and if I'm spoiling some of this for you, I kind of apologize. Because I'm just shocked that you haven't watched it yet. I'm surprised that you haven't, you know, at least taken the time every night to watch this film, because it's just that amazing. It's just that, I mean, I realize as I sit here in front of this camera talking about this film after only watching it for the second time, there's going to be a lot of holes that I miss. There's a lot of holes that I'm going to miss because I'm going to have to go back and watch it again. Remember the word holes. A lot of holes. Okay, now we get to the real credits. You know, the ones that we truly get from a Halloween, really, we'll just stick to this trilogy. We got that amazing, you know, in reverse shot of the pumpkin that's all rotten. Boom, here it is, you know. And of course, we had John Carpenter music, you know. We get our chills, we get our thrills, the blood is boiling, you know. Yes, yes, I've been waiting for this for a long time. HK, I think you know what that means. We get some more pumpkin action going on, and it was pretty cool. And now here we have, yes, we know, okay, homage to Halloween 3. I thought we got the homage, the little, you know, Easter eggs to Halloween 3 and HK, and of course 2018 with the mask. Yes, I know they weren't Dawn Post, they were Trick or Treat Studios, but we pretty much all, I think, agreed, ooh, okay, they're showing a little respect to, you know, Season of the Witch. But now we get the blue and all that. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All right, all right. I see what you're doing there. You're trying to mix things up. You're trying to keep us on our toes. And then time goes by, 4 years, the present time, I should say. And finally, we get some peace out of Lori. Finally. I mean, the woman's been through hell for 40 years, right? She's waited and waited and waited and waited for Michael. I mean, bad marriages, her daughter pretty much taken away from her. So she goes and gets this home out in the middle of nowhere. She's got mannequins surrounding her, which, by the way, they're not cheap, but she's got them out there so she can practice her Rambo skills. She builds all these traps in the house, you know, from upstairs to down to, you know, let's take our island and make it something really cool, which, by the way, I would have loved to have had that when I was a teenager. But yeah, let's take the island. We got it all lubed up. Boom, a little hut down there. That's a trap as well. So when the day comes that where I finally capture Michael Myers, I got it set where I could blow the house up. Boom, boom, life goes on. Which they could have pretty much ended it in 2018, but no, no, no. We're making a lot of money. We'll let people know after we've made a certain amount in 2018. Guess what, folks? To all you Halloween fans out there, we've got a lot of love for you. We're going to do everything we can to give you another surprise. Guess what? This is going to be a trilogy. We got Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and then, of course, Halloween Ends. Yes, there was a little hiccup with that C word in 2020. One of the worst years in history. Not the worst, but definitely a horrible year in history. But you know what? I don't need to go there. I guess the one advantage of it is, you know, with the streaming services, you got to watch it on Peacock, you know, if you couldn't go out to the theaters, if you just weren't comfortable with that. And you're like, you know what, we made some decent money with that. It seems to be working well, so let's do it with Ends. And I got to admit, if it wasn't for that, I couldn't fall in love with one of the best Halloween films of all times last night. That's right. One of the best ones ever. You got all those films in this franchise, and Halloween Ends, oh my God, best ever. Why did they take forever to create Corey Cunningham? Why? I don't know. But anyway, let's get back to Lori. She goes through all that, and then, you know, 4 years later, she's fine. Granted, there's more trauma in her life, a lot of loss, a lot of, you know, her daughter, you know, Michael kills her daughter. We witnessed that there at the end of Kills. 18, her son-in-law, which, you know, she probably didn't really care because he's always getting peanut butter on his dick. Tommy, you know, this guy was going to be our leader and savior in you know, Kills, but no. He was just a lot of talk. Michael took care of him. Hell, he took care of most of the people in that town. They thought they had him, but he came back and showed us what Michael Myers was all about. A major badass. He's evil, and they should have kept it that way. I mean, I always thought, don't do too much with Michael. Keep it simple, stupid. Donald Pleasance, yes, Donald Pleasance, a.k.a. Dr. Loomis, he explained it to us enough in 1978 about Michael Myers. And that's it. That's all we needed to know. Keep him simple. But then I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Thanks to Corey Cunningham, Opie's cousin, I'm assuming, we realized that Michael's getting way too old. We couldn't figure that out by doing simple math. His body's getting, you know, fatigued, you know, this and that. So he's hiding out in a tunnel, which, first of all, I was like, wait a minute, why isn't the town, why isn't this country, why aren't the federal, why aren't they after this guy? Why aren't they? I guess they're just like, you know what, Haddonfield's just a make-believe little town, so why the hell should we care? So he's hiding out in the sewage by the only bum that was it, but I get it. Haddonfield's kind of clean, so they don't have a lot of bums there, and I respect that. No, they probably, I don't know, they take care of their people there, right? Even though well, I see what I mean? So many holes. And I'm gonna have to sit down and watch it again, and that's okay. Believe me, technically right, you can't see it, but I got a box of tissues because I was very emotional last night when I was watching this film, and I felt I was gonna get emotional again, you know. Michael Myers, one of the other main characters of this franchise. James Jude Courtney, we got very lucky with him. We didn't think we were going to get as lucky. I mean, especially when we heard that Nick Castle was coming back, but then when we learned really Nick Castle was not going to be as much physically involved as Michael Myers. But it's okay. James Jude Courtney was a beautiful gift to all of us. It was so wonderful that I guess they decided in Halloween Ends, you know, it's finally close this book here that we've created. Let's only have James Jude Courtney involved as Michael Myers for probably about 8 minutes. In fact, another fan pointed that out in that live chat video that I did. You don't need to go watch that video because, you know, I'm expressing different feelings about this film along with my other friends that felt the same way. But I'm telling you, you owe it to yourself to check it out at least a second time because you will be blown away how amazing this film truly is. In fact, like I said, I'm going to go back and watch it again. I'm going to do it after I'm done talking about this because just thinking about everything right now and forgetting things that I probably should forget, I don't see. I'm lost. I'm confused. I'm emotionally drained, and I've got to watch it again. It's a fixation that I need over one of the best films ever created. Michael Myers, once again. 8 minutes from what I was told. A cameo. I mean, he's just that good. He only needs 8 minutes. Or is it because Corey Cunningham? That's right, Corey Cunningham. The mad genius we've been waiting for. The poor guy that's been through so much. Michael could see it in his eyes. There we see this. See, that's where I got emotional. Yes, keep it simple is what we should have kept it as, but no, we got to see the love, the between the two. So Corey now has a little bit of a Michael juice in him. You know what? People have done me wrong. I won't be like Michael. I'm gonna be a totally different person. To hell with my engineer career. You know, I don't. You know, like I said, I got to go back and watch it again. I know I do. I just know that Michael and Corey had a moment there that I'll never forget. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I could go on and on and on and on more about this film. And I know that I've already ruined a lot of it for you already. Because I know you're probably sitting there right now going, you know what? I do. I got to watch it again. After watching this amazing video that Scott just created for us. I don't blame you. I don't know. I got to get back to finishing these tutorials. But guys, sometimes I got to treat myself as I trick you. That's right. Trick or treat. Happy Halloween. I thought I would just give you guys a second chance review of one of the worst films ever. No, I did. Seriously, last night I sat down and I watched Ends again, hoping that I would enjoy it more. Nah, I just can't. And I'm not going to sit here and nitpick it. I'm just not going to. It's just not worth it to me anymore. It's just not. Life goes on. If there's other Halloween films down the road, hopefully they'll be enjoyable. I've already had my magic moment back in '78, but I'm always going to try my best to enjoy the franchise in general, whether we have one film that I absolutely do not care for or not. It is what it is, right? You just got to move on. It's just not worth it. So that all being said, thank you so much for watching this ridiculous, foolish video of me trying to be a smart ass, tricking you because it is that time of year. Happy Halloween. And if you do enjoy my content, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. That's you with that notification bell. And I've got to train my thought. The thumbs up is coming up before all that. Why? Because it's important for me to do so well that you're going to like my videos and you're going to continue liking my videos to where maybe, just maybe, I might get more popular in this algorithm. But I always say I'm the one that's got to create work, whether it's a bunch of BS like this video or tutorials like the others. All right, folks, that all being said, please be safe out there. If you're taking your kids trick-or-treating, have fun. And by all means, happy Halloween, motherfucker.